Hello there. Welcome to our channel where we provide guidance on various topics. Today, we're going to delve into the world of U.S. visa interviews. We'll walk you through the essential steps of preparation, from organizing your documents to presenting yourself effectively during the interview. We'll discuss the importance of a clean social media presence, proof of funds, strong family ties, and more. We understand that the process can be daunting, but with the right preparation, you can navigate it with confidence. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below to get more videos like this. Scene script. First on our list is preparing your documents. Now this might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised at how many people overlook this crucial step. You see, your documents are not just pieces of paper. They are a proof of your legitimacy, and they tell your story to the consular officer. So, what are the documents you need? Well, it can vary depending on the visa category, but generally you'll need your passport, visa application form, application fee receipt, and the interview appointment letter. If you're going for a student visa, you'll also need your I-20 form and proof of your academic qualifications. And remember, it's not just about having these documents, but it's also about organizing them systematically. Think of it as preparing a well-structured storybook, where each document is a chapter that adds to the narrative of your life. Before you head out to the interview, go through your documents one last time. Make sure they're all there, and they're all in order. A missing or misplaced document could mean a delay in your visa process, and we certainly don't want that, do we? Remember, your documents are your proof, so keep them handy and organized. Next, let's talk about your social media presence. In today's digital age, it's no surprise that your online persona can be a part of the visa review process. Yes, you heard that right. Your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms can be looked at by visa officers. They're not stalking you, but verifying the information you've provided during your interview. It's key to maintain a professional and clean online presence. What does that mean? Well, your posts, comments, and interactions should reflect the best version of you. Avoid sharing inappropriate content or indulging in online arguments. Ensure that your public posts align with the information you've provided in your visa application. For instance, if you've mentioned that you're a student, your profile should not contradict that by suggesting you're a full-time entrepreneur. Remember, your social media profile is like your online resume. It can tell a story about you, your interests, your career, and your lifestyle. So, a quick cleanup of your social media profiles might be a good idea. It's about putting your best foot forward, not only in the visa interview, but also in the virtual world. Now let's move on to proof of funds and family ties. When preparing for your visa interview, one of the key areas you'll need to address is proof of funds. The consular officer will want to know that you have sufficient financial resources to support your stay in the U.S. It's not enough to simply say, you have the funds. You need to show evidence. This could be in the form of bank statements, a letter from your employer outlining your salary, or documentation of scholarships or bursaries if you're a student. This tangible proof reassures the officer that you're less likely to seek unauthorized employment during your stay. But it's not just about having enough money. The source of your funds is also important. If someone else is sponsoring your trip, say a family member or a business, they will need to provide an affidavit of support to show they can cover your expenses without becoming a public charge. Now let's talk about family ties. Strong connections to your home country can significantly increase your chances of visa approval. These ties could be immediate family members who are staying behind, property you own, or even a job to return to. The goal here is to convince the officer that you have compelling reasons to return home at the end of your stay. If your spouse and children are staying behind, be prepared to discuss how they will support themselves in your absence. This might seem a little personal, but it's a valid concern for the officer. It's all about showing that your family can sustain themselves without you needing to seek employment in the U.S. Remember, proof of funds and strong family ties can be your golden ticket to visa approval. So, take the time to gather all the necessary documentation and prepare to discuss these matters confidently. The more prepared you are, the smoother your interview will be. Communication and punctuality are two key aspects of your visa interview. Let's talk about communication first. Clear and concise communication is essential during your visa interview. Remember, the interview will be conducted in English, so it's important to practice your English conversation skills. You don't need to sound like Shakespeare, but you should be able to express your intentions and respond to questions in a coherent manner. Keep your answers short and to the point. The officers are under time pressure, so they will appreciate concise responses. Avoid memorized answers. Instead, speak naturally and directly. If you are unsure about a question, don't hesitate to ask the officer to repeat or clarify it. Now let's move on to punctuality. Time is of the essence when it comes to visa interviews. Make sure you arrive early. This gives you time to gather your thoughts and prepare yourself mentally for the interview. Remember, arriving late can create a negative impression right off the bat, so plan your route to the consulate or embassy in advance. Take into account possible traffic or public transport delays. It's always better to be early than late. In essence, communication and punctuality are interlinked. Good communication shows that you understand and respect the process, and being punctual demonstrates your seriousness and commitment. So practice your English, keep your answers short and meaningful, arrive early, and stay calm. Being punctual and communicating effectively will show the officers that you are serious about your visa application. Next, we'll discuss how to present yourself during the interview. The way you present yourself, from your attire to your honesty, is as crucial as your responses to the visa officer's questions. Let's start with your dressing. Remember, first impressions matter. Dressing professionally for your visa interview is not about wearing a three-piece suit or the most expensive outfit in your wardrobe. It's about presenting yourself as someone who understands the gravity of the occasion. Dress neatly, modestly, and comfortably. This shows respect for the process and the officer conducting the interview. Now let's talk about truthfulness. Honesty is the best policy, especially in a visa interview. If you're asked a difficult question, it's better to admit that you don't know the answer rather than making up a story. The officers are trained to detect inconsistencies and falsehoods. If caught in a lie, it could lead to a visa denial or even a permanent ban. Also, remember that it's okay to clarify a question if you don't understand it. It's better to ask for clarification and provide an honest response, rather than guessing what the officer might be asking. In short, your attire should communicate respect, and your words should communicate honesty. Both of these elements combined can help you leave a positive impression on the visa officers. Dressing professionally and being truthful can leave a positive impression on the visa officers. Finally, let's discuss your travel history and how to handle questions you're not prepared for. A robust travel history can significantly boost your chances of visa approval. It portrays you as a reliable traveler who respects international laws and returns home after each visit. If you're a seasoned traveler, don't shy away from discussing your previous trips. Highlight the purpose of each visit and the duration you stayed, ensuring it aligns with the visa's purpose. For instance, if you traveled for a short vacation and returned as planned, it demonstrates your intention to abide by visa rules. Now, what if you're asked a question you didn't prepare for? It's crucial to remain calm. You don't need to know the answer to every question. If you're unsure, it's entirely acceptable to say, "I'm not certain about that." Honesty is always the best policy. Avoid the temptation to make up answers or guess. Remember, it's not a quiz show, and you're not expected to know everything. Also, be prepared to communicate directly with the consular officer. They appreciate candid and concise responses. Keep your answers short and to the point, focusing on the question asked. Lastly, be ready to discuss unexpected topics like changes in immigration policy or your plans if visa denial occurs. Having supplementary documents on hand can also be beneficial in substantiating your responses. Remember, a good travel history can work in your favor, and it's okay to not know the answer to every question. So there you have it, folks. We've covered everything from preparing your documents and managing your social media presence to demonstrating proof of funds and establishing your family ties. We've discussed the importance of clear communication, punctuality, appropriate dressing, and maintaining truthfulness. We've also touched on your travel history and how to handle questions you may not have an answer to. These are all vital aspects to consider when preparing for your U.S. visa interview. We hope this video helps you prepare for your U.S. visa interview. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more helpful videos like this. Good luck with your visa application.